I was slicing tomatoes when my phone buzzed. The smell of garlic filled the kitchen, soft music playing in the background. It was supposed to be one of those quiet evenings. Candles, laughter, and the comfort of someone you thought you could trust. I wiped my hands on a towel, smiled as I reached for my phone, expecting a sweet message from him saying he was on his way home. But it wasn't that. It was a notification from Instagram. His name right there. Mark just posted a new story. I tapped it without thinking. A photo of him smiling at some bar. The caption, "Single life feels good again." For a moment my brain didn't process it. I just stared, frozen, the sound of sizzling oil in the pan fading into silence. I blinked once, twice. My chest tightened as if the air had suddenly thickened. I reread it. "Single life feels good again." I laughed. Not the kind of laugh that comes from joy, the hollow kind, the one that escapes when your body doesn't know what else to do. Maybe it was a joke, I thought. Maybe it was just some stupid inside thing. So I refreshed the page. No, it was still there. Public. And the comments were rolling in. Back on the market already? Damn, what happened, bro? About time. I felt my knees weaken. I leaned against the counter, the knife still in my hand. I could hear my own heartbeat louder than anything else. I texted him. "What's this about?" No reply. I called him. Straight to voicemail. I stood there, surrounded by half-chopped vegetables and burning garlic, realizing that while I was preparing dinner for us, he was announcing to the world that I didn't exist anymore. You ever had a moment where your entire reality shifts in one sentence? Like the ground beneath you cracks open, and you're falling but you can't even scream? That's what it felt like. I sat down on the kitchen floor. I don't even remember when I started crying. My hands were shaking. My body felt like it belonged to someone else. All I could think was, how long has he been planning this? It wasn't just the betrayal. It was the timing, the cruelty of it, the way he let me keep believing in something that was already gone. We'd been together for almost 3 years. 3 years of shared mornings, late-night talks, road trips, inside jokes that only we understood. I used to think we were that kind of couple people envied, not perfect but real. I remembered how he used to look at me when we were out with friends. I thought it meant love. Maybe it meant possession. Maybe it meant nothing. When I met Mark, he was everything I thought I wanted. Charming, attentive, funny in that quiet way that made you want to listen closer. He used to send me good morning texts every day. He'd bring me coffee just the way I liked it. He'd say things like, "You're my home." And I believed him. Looking back now, maybe I should have noticed the cracks earlier. The way he'd pull away when I'd talk about the future. How his compliments started to sound more like control disguised as care. "You don't need to wear makeup. I like you natural. You don't need to go out with your friends tonight. Let's just stay in." I thought that was love. I thought that was intimacy. But love doesn't isolate you. It doesn't shrink you down until you forget who you were before it. That night I waited. I didn't touch the food. I just sat there staring at the clock, waiting for him to come home. When he finally walked through the door, it was like looking at a stranger. He didn't even seem surprised to see me awake. "Hey," he said casually, tossing his keys on the counter. "Hey," I repeated, my voice trembling. "What was that post?" He paused. For a second, a flicker of guilt passed over his face. Then it was gone. "Oh, that? It's not a big deal. Just a joke." "A joke? You told the world you're single." He shrugged, walked to the fridge, grabbed a beer. "You're overreacting. People know we've been having problems." Problems. That was the word he chose. Not conversation. Not disagreement. Problems. I felt the tears coming again, but I swallowed them back. "You could have talked to me first," I said softly. He took a sip of his beer, eyes cold. Maybe I didn't want to talk anymore. There it was. The truth, sharp and effortless. He said it like he was talking about the weather. I remember standing there, watching the man I thought I knew dissolve into someone cruel, detached. And that's when I realized the post wasn't a mistake. It wasn't impulsive. It was deliberate. He wanted me to see it. He wanted me to hurt. Because in his mind that was power. The next few days were a blur. He packed something, said he needed space. His voice was calm, almost rehearsed. I didn't beg. I didn't scream. I just nodded. And when the door closed behind him, I sat there again in that same kitchen, The same cold silence, only this time, there was no hope left. I deleted his photos, blocked his number, but that didn't stop the world from seeing his posts. Each one felt like a slap. Pictures of him out with friends, laughing, looking free. Captions like, "New beginnings." Everyone thought he was the one who left a toxic relationship. And for a while I let them. I didn't want to fight for an image that no longer mattered. But then something happened that changed everything. One night, a message appeared in my inbox. A woman I didn't know. She wrote, "Hey, I'm sorry to bother you, but I think you deserve to know. He's been seeing me for months. He told me you were just his roommate." My hands went numb. I scrolled through the screenshots she sent. Messages between them, photos, plans they'd made. My heart broke again in a new way. It wasn't just betrayal. It was humiliation. He'd crafted a whole other life behind mine. I could have stayed quiet. I could have just disappeared. But instead, I decided to reclaim the narrative. I posted one last photo. It was the dinner I'd made that night. The same one that went cold while he was declaring himself single. The caption, "Dinner for two." Only one showed up. Within minutes, people started to notice. His friends, his family, even that girl messaged me again, this time to apologize genuinely. And while I didn't owe anyone an explanation, something inside me felt lighter. It wasn't revenge. It was release. I realized that closure doesn't always come with an apology. Sometimes it comes when you finally stop explaining your pain to people who caused it. Weeks passed. I started going on walks again. I cooked for myself. I laughed genuinely for the first time in a long time. I stopped checking his profile. Eventually, I heard he deleted the single post. Maybe out of guilt. Maybe because the attention wasn't as sweet as he thought it would be. But it didn't matter anymore. Because the truth is, when someone publicly erases you, it's not about you. It's about their need to feel powerful, to rewrite a story where they're the victim. And you can't compete with someone who lies to themselves for a living. I used to think love was about holding on, proving yourself, waiting for them to realize your worth. Now I know love is about peace, the kind you find when you finally stop chasing explanations that will never come. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is walk away quietly. Let their noise fade into the distance while you rebuild in silence. And if you've ever stood there like I did, watching someone you love make you invisible in front of everyone, just know this. It doesn't define you. It exposes them. Because real love doesn't need an audience. Real love doesn't post status updates for validation. Real love sits beside you while you cook dinner. Not while it posts lies about being free. So when I think back to that night, to the smell of garlic and the sound of that notification, I don't feel anger anymore. I feel clarity. I learned that sometimes the universe ends things for you when you're too afraid to do it yourself. And yes, it hurt. It burned. It shattered every illusion I had. But in that destruction, I found something I hadn't felt in years myself. So if you ever find yourself making dinner for someone who's already left you in their heart, stop. Put the knife down. Turn off the stove. Walk away. Because no one deserves to be cooked for by the person they've already betrayed. And one day when they look back and realize what they lost, your laughter, your warmth, your loyalty, it won't be anger that fills you. It'll be peace. And that peace will taste better than any dinner you ever made for them. Thank you truly for staying with me through this story. If you've ever felt that kind of heartbreak, if you've ever watched something you loved fall apart right in front of you, just know you're not alone. I'd love to hear your story too. Share your experience in the comments, because sometimes telling your truth helps someone else find theirs. And if you felt something in this story, if it made you think, remember, or heal, take a second to subscribe to the channel. We have more stories like this. Stories about love, loss, and the strength it takes to rebuild. Thank you for listening, and remember, your story still matters, even if someone tried to erase it.